you're in a hurry, Hancock'sNeighborhoodMarket.com is the way to go. Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Cadiz.
1580 103.3 WPKY. And, of course, Coffee Talk on the air this morning at 8:25. And I told Wade White, I said, you know what? I had the best of intentions of being on time this morning. But I tell you, one of these days, Wade, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be on time.
Well, you better set your alarm pretty early then.
It already goes off at 3 in the morning. That's earlier than anybody ought to get up, I think.
I know it.
I don't know. You getting any rain in Lyon County this morning?
We're getting a little bit out there.
Well, it's nothing too bad here, but I will say sunshine coming this weekend, which is perfect to go see the baby buffalo down your direction, down at LBL. And I hear you've got some great news.
Yes, we are going to open the courthouse as long as we get our glass partitions in this week on Monday, May 4th.
Well, how about that? That's fantastic. Now, when you say the glass, explain that.
We have ordered glass partitions for the clerk's office and for the sheriff's office. PBA is also getting it, but PBA won't be open because they're controlled by the state.
Okay.
The glass partitions will just give a separation. You've seen them at the grocery stores popping up several places. It'll be permanent for us. We probably need it anyway, but it'll give that separation so people aren't too close to each other when they're transacting in the clerk's office or the sheriff's office paying taxes.
Right.
So we did that to handle the incoming traffic that's going to be coming.
Well, now, even in my driver's license, during the time, of course, it had to just expire right in the middle of all of it, because it's never convenient, I don't think. But now, is all of that going to kind of come back to normal, you think, pretty soon?
Well, not the driver's license. See, our driver's license is a state thing, and the state's not opening the judicial system yet. That's closed till May 31st.
Okay.
The county doesn't do driver's license. What we will be doing, like in the clerk's office, will be, let's say somebody's bought a new car or they've bought a used one from somebody. They can't do that transaction since everything closed down.
I didn't think about that, but I guess you're right, huh?
Those are just sitting on the sidelines. So, we'll be able to take care of that, take care of boat license, car license, all that. Type stuff, and then of course paying your taxes in the sheriff's office. A lot of people have been wanting to get their new car inspected by the sheriff, so they've got it set up to where you can do that curbside, pull up there and do that. So we're trying to get ahead of the curve, because when everything does open up, there's going to be a lot of people gathered in there. So we're just trying to start phase one and get a few things going and get people taken care of.
So it's kind of a soft reopening. Kind of a soft reopening then. We're going to do it slowly.
Soft reopening, phase one. Yeah. We've added a lot of stuff. I've contracted with somebody that's going to come in and clean midday and clean everything that people are touching or coming in contact with. So we're doubling the cleaning efforts that we're doing. Plus everybody else has whatever cleaning material they need in each office. We're going to try to keep it to maybe 1, 2, if necessary, in the offices as people are doing business. So we're trying to keep traffic down, sort of like we're doing at other grocery stores or whatever. But it'll be a lot safer in there than it is maybe at Walmart or a grocery store. We've got the ability to keep less traffic going through.
Well, and I started to ask too. Now, this is all of the offices included in the courthouse, or just certain ones, or is this everybody?
Just 4. It will be my office, the county attorneys, the county clerk, and the sheriff. Of course, PVA is controlled by the state, so they've got to stay closed. But they are working. They're just doing it from home. And then, of course, the judicial system will still be shut down. Okay. So if you want a driver's license, we can't help you there.
Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hoof it to work, I guess, Wade White.
Well, the good thing is they extended that. So if your license did go out during the time of this COVID scare, you're okay until they open their offices back up. So they're not going to give you a ticket for that.
Well, and
I'm sure you'll get tickets for other things, but that one you're going to be okay in.
Not me. I behave
like
myself.
Speeding to work because you're late.
I behave myself. Are you kidding me? Well, you did say the magic word with the boat license.
Right.
That's kind of the magic word these days.
Yeah. A lot of people are wanting to get their boat licensed. But when I'm going to do a video probably later this week, there's still a lot of things that the governor has extended, like your boat license. You don't have to purchase those right now. I think there's an extension on it, and I'm going to find out what that is. But a lot of these things that we're trying to get have been extended. But
if
Lyon
you're like
County,
me,
you're going to be able to come get them.
The only problem with that, though, Wade, is that if I don't go ahead and get it when I know that it's due, I'm going to forget it in a couple of months.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that's what's going to happen. You know, if you put off and put off and put off, all of that stuff starts amounting into a big old, a hill suddenly is a mountain all of a sudden.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what we know there at the courthouse. And I'm proud of the clerk, the sheriff, county attorney, that everybody is working together. They're all wanting to do this phase 1 reopening. So everybody's on board with this.
Okay. Well, give them a date again.
And May 4th, it's this coming Monday. And, of course, all that's contingent upon getting our glass partitions put in, which should happen tomorrow or the next day.
Okay.
And people don't have to come to the courthouse. They can still do things by mail if they want to. And if they want to come to the courthouse but don't want to get out, call the sheriff, call the clerk. They'll come out curbside. We'll take care of people.
Well, I think sometimes they're so leery to do it, but that doesn't mean that you're getting in trouble. That just means that that's what they're there for, is to help you, right?
That's right. That's right.
I think that's something that people need to realize, is that you're not there to smack them on the wrist constantly. You're there to actually help, when they've got a problem.
Yeah. So they agreed to do that. I think everybody's ready to try to grab a little bit of normalcy. It won't be the same as it was before, because there's a lot of different things that we've put into place to keep people 6 feet apart, keep them safe. But at least we're trying to work towards getting back to normal.
Well, I think that's fantastic. Thanks for letting us in on that, because I think that's neat, a little good news, and I know everybody's kind of chomping at the bit to do it. And I think it's great that you guys are not only doing it, but doing it in a way that, it's not necessarily just kind of a knee-jerk reaction. You're putting in the glass, right. You're going ahead and kind of being proactive on that.
Yeah, we've been working on this for almost 2 weeks now, just trying to prepare for, and we were going to do it once we thought we could do it safely and in the right way, and I think we're there.
Well, good. Well, good luck with the census as well. I mean, we're trying.
Thank you. We're getting slaughtered. I know. I knew you'd bring that up.
I can't not.
Still ain't broke 50%.
It just ain't in me, Wade. I'm trying to be sportsmanlike about it, and I said good luck. I did say good luck.
Yeah. Well, appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you. No, I do appreciate that you guys are giving us a holler and letting us know what's going on down at the courthouse, and I'm happy for you that you guys are really doing that.
Appreciate it. You holler anytime, and keep up the good work. We're thankful that you're getting the word out for us.
Bless your heart. Give us a phone number if they need help.
270-388-7311. Somebody will answer. Leave a message if we don't.
All right. Thanks again. Of course, Lyon County Judge Executive Wade White. And it's great news. We're talking about opening up and, kind of a soft opening. Do things a little at a time, but in a safe way. And I think that's great. So thanks a lot to Wade for giving us the updates on that. Hey, stick around. Speaking of updates, we're going to update you on something called telehealth. And if you haven't done it, we're going to try to kind of walk you through it. And I had a family member do it the other day very successfully. And it's one of those things that, it's a sign of the times and maybe a sign that things are changing, but maybe they're changing for the better. We'll talk to the folks that know all about it coming up next on PKY.
It's all at your fingertips now at WPKYonline.com. Local video, local news, local sports, local weather information, and, of course, contests. Plus, you can listen to us on your smart device. Just click the Listen Now button. We've made it easier to find your favorite information. WPKYonline.com.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
It's here. The Loyal Listener Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to WPKYonline.com. Click on Loyal Listener Big Deals. Here you'll find dozens and dozens of gift certificates. Some you'll even be able to redeem from your smartphone. Shop and buy 24 hours a day and save a ton of money in the process. Save on oil changes, dining out, haircuts, car washes, and more. Our store never closes, but you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns, and that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
The lobby at Pro Collision Body Shop may be closed, but they are working at full capacity as always for all your automotive repair needs. They will continue to provide top quality repair services, and they have taken all necessary steps to ensure employees and customers are protected. Call Jim King to schedule an estimate at 270-508-0853. When you arrive, they will come to you, take pictures, do the estimate without you ever getting out of your car. Jim King and all the Pro Collision family, working together, we will be stronger.
This is Sam Meeks with Bella Marie Boutique. Thank you for voting Bella Marie as the best of Western Kentucky boutique 3 years in a row. We are so appreciative of our loyal customers. None of this would be possible without you all.
Nominate your tennis mom in the YourSportsEdge.com Sports Mom of the Month contest. Presented by Joelle's Bakery and Cafe, GNC of Hopkinsville, and Save More Drugs.
Kentucky barbecue. There's nothing like it. You'll be glad to know that Noth's Barbecue in Grand Rivers is open for carryout. It's been a long time since you've been able to get that pulled pork from tender whole shoulders, cooked for 12 hours straight, the old-time traditional way. So you better call ahead, reserve your order, and drive on over to Noth's. When you get there, one of the servers will come out and greet you. Noth's Barbecue, where they've been pigging out for over 50 years.
We at the Edge Media Group believe in the power of prayer. That's why we're asking you to pray for our community. It's simple. Just record yourself on your phone and email us your prayer. Give your name and record your prayer. We'll do the rest. Email your prayer to prayerswpky@gmail.com. We'll broadcast a community prayer on this station every day around 10 in the morning and 10 in the evening. Before our morning prayer at 10, we will ring bells as requested by Governor Andy Beshear. We will get through this together.
Local businesses have supported us in every regard. Now it's our turn to support them. Here's a way you can help.
The road crews clearing, the law enforcement protecting, the health officials informing. Our local heroes are paid by you when you shop local businesses. Now more than ever, it's important that we shop local merchants who provide such important sales tax revenue. As we flatten the curve and rebuild, we need you to support local life. Keep our local economy strong with our local businesses. Here today, here tomorrow, we're in this together. This is Beth Mann, President and CEO of the Edge Media Group, asking you to support local.
The Edge Media Group encourages you to support local. Be sure to post what you're doing to show your support. #SupportLocal.
1580 103.3 WPKY. And of course, one of the things that I think can be confusing is technology, period. Okay? I mean, I repel technology like anybody. I might as well be 120 years old. Abraham Lincoln and me, we were good buddies. But I got a new cell phone lately, within the last week, and I've tried to figure this thing out. And of course, there's always that one button that you don't mean to hit, and then you hit, and then it goes backwards, and you can't find what you're doing. And everything is always confusing. Although, I will say that I had a family member this week that has done a telehealth visit, and it went really, really good and just really, really easy. And that's something that sometimes with the phones and all that good stuff, I think that's the one thing with the new phone that I really enjoyed more than anything is being able to do the telehealth and the FaceTime and things like that I couldn't do with my my phone that, well, frankly, it was kind of antiquated to begin with. Miss Heather Riley has been wanting me to get a new phone and after me for months, and I finally got one, and now there's a... I know she's laughing right now. But it was bad, and I finally got one, and now I can do all these newfangled things. But the problem is, Chloe, I can do all these newfangled things that I don't know how to do. And Miss Chloe Zechler from Community Medical Clinic is with us this morning, and she's going to hopefully be able to walk me through all of the newfangled stuff that I can do, not only with the cell phone, but with community medical. I mean, and that's one of those things too that I think this is such a perfect time for, the technology with health and health services, and then phones and computers and things like that, all to kind of jive and work together. If there was ever a perfect time for all of that to come together, I do believe it's probably now.
Yes, I agree. Thankfully, we do have the telehealth visit updated and working. It's a perfect way for our patients to see their provider from the comfort and safety of their own home with the pandemic that is currently going on. A telehealth visit is just a virtual interview with your provider, and when you set up an appointment with your provider, you would just call in at that time. It's super easy, seamless. I think the word scares people more than anything as far as checking an email and then starting a visit.
No, it did me. It scared me.
Yes, that can be very intimidating. And me working in the industry, my daughter, actually, she had an appointment with one of her providers in Nashville. And I don't know why I was so nervous, too. I was like, how does this work? I got to look good, and then really it was over in 2 seconds. And then, of course, I tried it on our own system here to make sure when I made instructions that I could follow them like a patient would. And it's really easy. I did it with Chelsea Farless the other day and one of our nurse practitioners. And I was shocked at how easy I got on, and our visit was over in a few minutes.
Oh,
and
I
that
told
was
him.
it.
I said, I need telehealth for dummies.
Yeah.
That's what I need. When you write my instructions, do it with the big
Yes.
fat crayon, because
Yes.
that's what I'm going to need.
Yes.
But I will tell you, it's really... It's not complicated, and I thought it was going to be, and it really wasn't.
No. So really, we have a lot of questions that have come in, and I'm just going to go over some of those with you. So a lot of people just ask, how does it work? And if you have a smartphone or a computer, you can call your office and schedule an appointment. Some people think that a telehealth visit would mean that they're not going to see their local provider. I'm not sure if I think because it's technology, they think it's just a big, huge network of all these providers that you may see. But really and honestly, you're going to call in and you're going to say, I want to see Miss Chelsea, or I want to see Miss Beth, and then we'll schedule you at a time to see either of them that they're available. And then once your appointment has been scheduled, you will receive an email, and then that is really it. When you go into the email, you'll click this big orange button that says right here, join your visit. Actually, I believe it says follow the link. And you'll click that, and then it'll take you to the steps to prompt you for your visit.
Well, in our mind, to be honest, when you say telehealth, and when a lot of it first came out, I thought, oh, good, there's going to be this person that probably doesn't speak, my slang anyway. It'll be some automated robot, and it'll be from 5 states away, and they're not going to know who I am. And then it turns out to be Beth Scheidler.
Yes.
It's completely different. Because what you have in your mind versus in what you see in the movies for years and years, it has a lot to do with it. I mean, come on. And then the reality of it is, no, these are our normal people. Mm-hmm. These are the people we're used to seeing just on the phone.
Exactly. And then a lot of people want, when they hear telehealth visit, I feel like that's a big word, and it sounds like you have to have a computer in order to do this. And really, as long as you have a smartphone, you can use your phone, you can use your computer or tablet. But if you have a smartphone with internet, you're good. That is the perfect setup. And just make sure that you have service, and it'll test your phone whenever you go to join the visit to make sure you have a good connection. That way, obviously, there's no interference during the video or conversation with your provider. So it's super simple. All you have to do is have a smartphone or tablet or a computer. And then we've already gone over this, but most people ask, will I see my normal provider? Of course, if your provider is not available and you need to be seen as soon as possible, they'll ask you if you would mind to see another provider, but it would be a provider in our clinic, not some random person that you've never met or seen before.
Well, and that's the other thing too, is I know a lot of people will be afraid, can I get my prescriptions? If I'm not in person, can I still get my prescriptions?
Yeah.
And I mean, the answer is yes, right?
Yes.
It's a doctor's visit.
Oh, yes. Now, of course, there's certain visits where it would be better for an in-person, for certain scenarios. But usually there's no issue with ordering your prescription and sending it in. And I would like to speak on experience again. I saw Chelsea Farless and I needed a prescription for, and I was over the visit within 5 minutes. We discussed everything, went over the key points, and then she called my prescription into the pharmacy, and I went through and drove through and picked it up within the same day. I mean, it was like so easy, comfort of my own home. I didn't have to, which of course, I enjoyed going out to the pharmacy to pick up the prescription, but it was just, I really think that this is something that people past the pandemic can take into consideration, that it's much simpler. You don't have to wait in the waiting room. You can go check in, and your appointment starts, and then when you're done, you're done. It's fantastic, and it's a great way for us to have this service to offer in these times and moving forward.
Well, I started to say moving forward, I think that's fantastic too, because I have a special needs son who is immunocompromised. I have, parents that are in their 70s. Sorry, Mom. I didn't say how old, but I mean, my husband and I both had a heart attack. We're immunocompromised in many ways.
Yes.
So, I mean, when it comes to even the flu, I didn't want to go before any of this COVID-19 stuff. There was a lot of times when I said, I probably should get some antibiotic, but man, I don't want to go in a waiting room full of the flu.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people are that way. I don't think I'm alone in that. And that gives you an opportunity to to be seen for something that may be a sinus infection, so that you don't end up catching something from someone else.
Exactly. This is a service that we have offered prior to the pandemic, and it is something obviously we will offer after the pandemic in the future. And it's a great service. I really honestly, my daughter is also immunocompromised, and it makes it feel so much safer to know that we are in our home, we're doing this visit, and we don't have to worry about the little germs that may be, or big germs that may be in other places.
Big honking germs.
Yeah.
Is what or the little bitty ones, either one. Yeah. Either way.
And it's a great, I've done it several times, and I rave about it. And I think once people get over the hurdle of something new, they'll realize this is amazing, and no issues at all, as long as you have a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. But if you don't have any of those, we're still doing options where if you cannot come into the clinic, or maybe the provider doesn't think there's a reason for you to come into the clinic, we can just do a telephone visit where they'll call and talk to you. Okay. But a lot of people like to see that face-to-face. Right. And then a lot of questions we have is, are these telehealth visits covered by my insurance? And yes, the insurance covers the cost of the telehealth visit just as it would a normal office visit. And then, of course, there are questions about, well, I don't have insurance. What options are there for me? Thankfully, our clinic is federally qualified, and so we have options for patients to apply for a sliding fee scale, or we have a self-pay program where we have two options that you will fit into. So that way you don't have to worry about a big cost of something, especially when you're sick. That's the least time you need to worry about cost. If you're sick and you need to be seen, we are here to help you regardless of your situation. And then your telehealth visits are great for your medication refills, your routine checkups. A lot of people with sinus infections now, I mean, that's a huge thing. And then the respiratory infections also. And then we are in depression and anxiety. Those are things that telehealth visits would be great for. Of course, just call the clinic, 270-365-0227 with any questions, and they'll diagnose you and try to figure, or not diagnose at the time of the call, but they'll try to figure out what method would be best for you at the time.
Right.
And I mean, really, honestly, it is something that I would like a lot of people to think about this when they're needing to be seen. And you can find more information on the telehealth visits on our website at communitymedicalclinic.org, or go to our Facebook page at Community Medical Clinic, and there's a link to our website there. Or also these Q&As are on our Facebook page. They're pinned to the top, and you can review them. And if you have any questions, you can always message us on Facebook or just call the clinic, whichever is easier for you. I mean, it's wonderful, and I really encourage everyone to give a telehealth visit a try if they need to be seen.
And again, give us the phone number.
Oh, yes, 270-365-0227.
All right. Again, if you're just joining us, it's Community Medical Clinic, and Miss Chloe Zechler. I'm telling you, and the closer I get to the end of it, I'm telling you, my brain just Chloe, I'll say a little slower, maybe I can do that.
Chloe Zechler.
So thank you for being with us and
of course,
kind of filling us in on all of it, because it can be confusing and a little scary.
And also, I would like to say, I know that my little 9-year-old is at home and she's listening. So I would like to say hello, Ellie. And she has done a telehealth visit, and she enjoys it. She thinks it's fun to see her provider, just to be like, hey, how are you? This is what I've got going on. So
you know why, right?
Because it's different and fun, maybe?
No, because the kids get to see their doctor, and their doctor can't give them a shot.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's why.
I mean, I'm just saying, if I was 9, that's exactly what I would be thinking. It's like,
tricks on you.
You can't give me a shot today.
Yes.
That's what I would do. But no, I think that, good morning, Ellie. Bless her heart. I'm not picking it. There's another little Ellie that we have that I pick on a lot, that's on our show all the time. So I bet you she would say the same thing. But, my parents did a telehealth the other day. I think it's something that can be really useful in so many ways outside of COVID. So it's a good time to learn, though.
Yes.
It's one of those throw them in the lake and see if they can swim kind of things. And it's worked, though, really well.
Yep. It really has. At first, I was nervous about the change, the new, and but really, honestly, when we followed up with patients, they've been like, it was great. You got the email, you click on the email, you click the link, follow here, or follow here to your visit, and then you check in at the time of your appointment, and it's like you're in a virtual waiting room with nobody else, and then you can choose to answer a few questions. There's like, what's your blood pressure, your weight? Most people don't keep up with those things. No. But if you do have a blood pressure, if you do have a blood pressure cuff or any of that, you can fill those in, and then, but you don't have to fill any of those fields in, and then click next, and then your provider will join.
I'm sorry, but the nice part is when you're sick and you don't feel like getting dressed, you don't have to put you're still in your pajamas, and you don't even have to brush your hair.
And we don't discriminate.
There you go. I mean, I like that a lot. So it's got a lot of good uses. And again, Community Medical Clinic, Miss Chloe, we sure do appreciate it. And Miss Ellie, have a great day, youngin', okay? Stick around. We're going to talk to Miss Heidi from over at Capitol Cinema and talk about the pop-up popcorn sale that was a huge community success on 1580 103.3 WPKY. And here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast for today. 20% chance of showers this morning through early afternoon. Otherwise, partly sunny, high 74 tonight. Showers moving in overnight, low 58. Tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms possible, high 66. And on Thursday, chance of showers dropping to 30%, high 63. Now, the sunshine's going to return on Friday, warm up all the way through till Sunday afternoon when the rain comes back in. Highs all weekend in the lower 80s. Now, that 20% chance of showers for this morning, well, I guess we can just pop that right up to 100% because it's raining right now. So I guess we'll say 100% chance of showers this morning through early afternoon. It should clear up this afternoon to partly sunny, high 74. It is 62 at 8:54, 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Herb Hayes Furniture. The voice of Caldwell County. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton. We at the Edge Media Group believe in the power of prayer. That's why we're asking you to pray for our community. It's simple. Just record yourself on your phone and email us your prayer. Give your name and record your prayer. We'll do the rest. Email your prayer to prayerswpky@gmail.com. We'll broadcast a community prayer on this station every day around 10 in the morning and 10 in the evening. Before our morning prayer at 10, we will ring bells as requested by Governor Andy Beshear. We will get through this together.
The lobby at Pro Collision Body Shop may be closed, but they are working at full capacity as always for all your automotive repair needs. They will continue to provide top quality repair services, and they have taken all necessary steps to ensure employees and customers are protected. Call Jim King to schedule an estimate at 270-508-0853. When you arrive, they will come to you, take pictures, do the estimate without you ever getting out of your car. Jim King and all the Pro Collision family, working together, we will be stronger.
103.3 WPKY. And of course, running right along, Miss Heidi. We talked to her over the weekend, and girl, have you ever been able to feel your feet yet?
No, I still can't feel my toes. Definitely not. How are you, Tess?
Heidi Boyd from over at Capitol Cinema in downtown Princeton. I will tell you, I finally stopped crying, though. I don't know about you.
No, I haven't. I haven't stopped yet because now I'm able to go through all the Facebook posts and everything that everybody said. So, and show pictures of where they were in line. And I just enjoyed that so much.
I could jump up and down. I've got goosies. I'm telling you.
I was jumping up and down. Some people got me, saw me dancing, and I was just so excited. How many times I jumped up and down, and I was like, we're going to get to stay open. I was so excited.
I'm going to tell you, it's one of those, you and I talked about it the other day, and we were joking around about it, about how much popcorn would it take to sell you out. And I will tell you, I think in my mind, when I first, I knew that people would be lined up in the very beginning, but I had no idea that they would be lined up till almost 9 o'clock at night. And when I say lined up, I mean wrapped around 8 city blocks going back the other direction.
Yes. And they were all everyone was so happy when they got to the front. We didn't have one unhappy person.
No.
There were people with newborns in their car, 2-year-olds, and they'd go up and you'd hear popcorn, and they were so excited. Everyone was smiling and showing so much love after they had a good time with their families sitting in a car, and they had a good time waiting for us. That was amazing.
I'm going to tell you what, I there for a while I did. I've moved off and I've worked in other areas and I've been in other areas. Of course, I was raised here, and I've never, Heidi, anywhere I've ever been at any time have I ever seen anything like that.
Me either.
Where out of any community, anywhere I've ever been, I've seen a lot of things, and I've never seen people in a community turn out for that many hours in that kind of a way.
No, and you know what's amazing is that there wasn't one ticket sold. So they weren't there for a specific movie. Sometimes I can say, oh, Star Wars is coming out. We're going to have about 200 for this show, or, 120, or I can usually guesstimate, but I couldn't guesstimate because we were the show. So that was so new to me, and it was amazing. Now, sometimes I'm going to wonder, do they really want to see this movie, or they really want to just see us?
Well, I'll tell you, they love the theater. And that's one of the things we thought about, and talked about on Friday when we talked to you. The theater wasn't open when you and I were teenagers going to high school. We had to go an hour or so down the road to even see anything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was a trek to get there, I mean, now we have a theater right downtown for my kids and your kids, and how cool is that?
It's awesome. I remember walking by it when it was shut down, and it smelled, and, it was cold air coming out of the windows, and it gave me chills, almost thinking it might be like, is that haunted, or,
Well, there was a lot of stories back in the day. Don't get me wrong. If you can't tell, Heidi and I went to school together. We are Caldwell County alumni. Thank you very much. I'm not going to say which year.
No.
But no, I'm going to leave that alone. But I'll tell you, that's one of those things that, you know what? It's an institution here, and it's a historic, in my mind, it's a historic place. And I cannot imagine it not being there now that I've been able to experience that with my kids and them growing up here. And even Brad Harrelson said, you know what, it brings a tear to your eye. And it did. And to see everybody pull together and everybody come out to support you and everybody to say, look, Heidi, we love you guys and we want you here. We need you here. And I hear the church bells. Those church bells are another thing that in line, of course, they went off while we were there, and then they played the song and the whole 9 yards on the church bells. And I thought, this is downtown.
Yes, it's amazing. I just cannot believe, I can believe it. I can't say that because I can believe it, but all the I love yous and all the support that everybody has for each other, not even just the theater, but each other personally, just checking on their neighbors or, giving away meals and everything that everybody has done for someone else. It makes a difference in those people's lives, no matter how small it may seem to you, it's big to them.
Well, and I loved that you said that. Because really and truly, I looked at my kids and I said, you know what? This doesn't surprise me that they've had this kind of... It really didn't. I don't think it shocked me that it happened, but it was so awe-inspiring to see. It did leave you with your mouth open.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't able to really get online and look at what people were doing, or, I heard that Jordan Dunn had his little drone going around.
Oh, it was great. Jordan had a great movie of it. Yeah.
Yes, I enjoyed that so much because, I was the last person that people dealt with. So when they were done with me, they pulled off. So I didn't see what was going on around the corner or, I wish I could have been in both places there and walking around and talking with everybody and checking on their mood and, updating them. But I try to be in two places at once, but I just can't. So it was really nice to be able to see people's pictures and the video and to see how wonderful they were and how happy they were to wait.
Well, my daughter looked at me and said, you know what, Mom, I get to say I was here. And that's something that, she even recognizes as a teenager that she's going to remember. That's one of those things that we're going to remember and talk about for a long time.
Oh, yeah. And we had cars full of teenagers. I had one teenager. She sat in the line for 2.5 hours by herself. Her mother used to work there. So, she sat in line by herself and just got a little small popcorn and was just happy as a lark.
We didn't mind it, though. We
Yeah.
sat there in the car with our kids. My kids were sitting in the car with me, and we talked, and I know that's a novel idea. You got to hang out with your kids, which, I know we've been doing a lot of here lately, but everybody was excited for popcorn. And we were talking and laughing and hanging out and watching, and looky there goes Brad and Jamie, and there's Todd Griffin. When you seen everybody, it was the happening thing, and I'm glad we all got to be a part of it. And how much did you end up getting? Do you mind me asking how many?
No, it was how many customers, or how many cars? We had 313 cars.
Girl.
We made 7,672. And when I tried to count the money to get totals for you all Sunday night, but I just kept falling asleep at my dining room table. So I thought I better do this the next day. And then I accidentally made a mistake. I put my 20s in stacks of 500. And then when I counted, I had actually doubled those up for a stack of 1,000. So I had made a mistake because I left the $500 tag on there. So I thought I was dropping off just a little over 6,000. And the bank called and they said, Heidi, you forgot to change that 500 to 1,000. So it ended up being 7,672. So that was an amazing phone call. And then the kids made $1,267 in tips. They were so excited.
And I've got to throw this out at where you're listening to, of course, Heidi with Capital Cinemas on 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton. And Heidi, even the tips for the kids. That floor, I loved that because that was something that not a lot of people necessarily sometimes do. And I'm going to tell them they run their tails off.
They did. I don't normally do tips too much. We find a lot of quarters, $1 bills when we clean.
Right.
We hold on to it for several days if somebody wants to claim it. So that's kind of their tip sometimes. It's always exciting to find a little dollar bill in the theater. But so we don't usually take them at the counter, but I thought, well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it this time. And Kendall said, I think there's about $800 there. And I said, there's several hundred, but I don't think there's that much. And man, were they just so excited.
Do you even know
they
how many?
earned every penny.
Do you even know how many cars ended up getting like a free gift certificate or a something?
Yes, I definitely do. We had the first 50 received a free large special, and then the 200 after that received some sort of gift. I did a drawing for those. That's why the car number was so important to us. So I did a drawing on their numbers on what they got. And then someone called in, Kathy Lewis called in and wanted to give away five cars full of popcorn. Yeah, 5 more. And then we had another one that morning of Jennifer Schoten, her husband. They called in. They brought me a check for 15 specials. And then people were gifting back. People were, if I said, you received a large popcorn, I'm going to take $4.50 off your order. A lot of those people said, give it to the person behind me. So a lot of people were getting $9 off their order. And so it went back. I would almost say at least 275 of those received something. And then I just had people that was like, here's $20, use it for, somebody else and stuff like that. So I would almost say almost to 300 received something.
I'm going to tell you what, that number,
a blessing.
If that don't put tears in your eye, because they kept doing that.
People.
Right. Yeah. I bet, when you average, 2, 3, 4, if you got a couple of kids, you and the wife or the hubs, however, average, it's not beyond belief that we'd had 600-700 people roll through there.
No. Oh, at least. Definitely. At least. And there was most people, they did it with their families.
Right.
A few people you would see with their friends and maybe each of their kids, but most of them, it was their whole family. And that's what meant the most, because these kids, they're off school, they're doing their work, but they're on social media so much and they're on their, up in their rooms. So to see them in the car with their parents, teenagers sitting in the car for hours with their parents, that's pretty amazing.
Well, Lainey, you and I made it through Y2K, high school, and now this. So I can't wait to see what tricks we pull 20 years from now, Heidi.
I know. I can't wait to see next. I'm so excited. And we will do it soon. I'm definitely going to be watching for the governor and when he allows us to open. And I'm sure if it's coming up soon, a lot of my time is going to be on making sure we have PPE and a lot of things to keep everything safe. So that's going to be my number one thing. Plus, I have to restock. And not too much on candy, though. It seemed to restock itself.
I'm so proud that we're making you restock, Heidi. I can totally stand it.
Me too. Definitely.
I looked at my kids in the car and said, I told Heidi on Friday, I said, how about we just run you out of popcorn? And he said, you can't even get close to that. And I thought,
yeah, I only have, the bags used to be 50 pounds and now they're 30 pounds. And I have 2 bags left.
Oh, looky there.
Yeah.
So we did good.
Left.
We did good.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for giving us an update this morning. We love you and so happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Well, we'll
the next time.
Absolutely. Don't put that popcorn up just yet. We're not done with you.
I won't. Definitely.
Thank you so much, Miss Heidi from Capital Cinemas. We love you and congratulations with everything. Thanks for joining us this morning for Coffee Talk. Of course, I love good news, and this morning's been full of good news, and I think that's just my favorite thing in the world is when, some stuff is going on and it seems like the world is turned upside down. What we can say is we are one day closer to this whole mess being over, and our community is there for each other when we need it, and it comes out big time. So stick around tomorrow, and we're going to tell you how else you can get involved. And we've been talking about this census thing. And we've been talking about feeding God's children through King's Kitchen over the summer. And we're going to tell you a little bit more about it. We're going to have some folks on that can really speak to details on what we need and where we're at. And, I might just replay the Wade White thing over and over and over again where he says that we're winning. I love to hear that we're winning. I mean, it makes me feel great. But you know what? If we all pull together, we can get this thing done, not only for King's Kitchen, but for Caldwell County, because we did it over the weekend. Let's do it again, okay? Stick around. You're going to have your full forecast coming up. We're going to get you all the details and all the updates on everything you need to know before you hit the road today. It is 9:10 and 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The White House is giving guidelines to states for stepping up coronavirus testing.
President Trump told reporters at the White House that the government is working to double testing capacity